Yo, what's good, guys? We are back at it again with another Inside the Mind. I'm going to be showing you guys inside the mind of 1,000 rated, top 50, however you want to phrase it, player. The thoughts that go through my head while I'm playing a game, how I break down the opponent, and how I approach the game. So, let's go through the squad first. I think that's very important. Let me go ahead and hide the cam. This is the team I'm going to be loading up the game with. It's going to be the durability team. For the most part, pretty much all of my suggestions are still here. Other than I'm gonna try out the Miggy card. I'm skeptical about it. Typically, he's a card I don't really like his swing in game. But being a Tigers fan, I decided I am gonna try him, see if I can get to click with him, and hopefully we can do some great things with him. At second base, I was really torn between Mookie and Carpenter, but I think I'm gonna go with Carpenter just because his swing is absolutely gross. And yeah, let's hop in, right? So, quick disclaimer. There's a chance I won't be on Hall of Fame. So if you are part of my audience that is a little more casual or lower rated, however you want to say it, and you struggle with the transition from All-Star to Hall of Fame, this video might help you guys a bit, depending on what difficulty I get on. So I will be back when we get in a game. So we have our opponent. See, who we're pitching this game. So if this is on All-Star, I'm going to be a little iffy on pitching somebody like Leiter or Wainwright. But with it being hopefully Hall of Fame, then, those control pitchers should play better if we are actually on some of those lower difficulties. Or higher difficulties, I guess. So a decent team. Quite a few lefties, so Leiter should kind of have a field day. It should be a hard at bat for Tony Gwynn, for King Griffey. I think I saw one or two other lefties, so we kind of have the advantage in that regard. Off rip, I'm somebody that doesn't really check records too much, but I do check averages. And a 300 average with somebody like Jackie, where he's a contact hitter, you need him getting on base for you. You need him batting about 400. Does not scream great player to me. Same goes for, Bunting with supposedly one of the better batters in your lineup, but you can see it works. So we're going to watch a steal. I'm sure he's going to want to steal. Yep, he is. That's fine. We'll side step all day. You can see his batting averages aren't very good. I'm expecting this to not be the longest game in the world. He's safe.
I'm walking here.
So 1-1 count. Our kind of objective shifts now. If he wants to take a lead off, we'll easily pick him off at second base. Other than that, we're just trying to get the batter out at this point and not let him advance, not let him move up any bases, not give him the chance to sac fly, or if he's going to bunt again, which is entirely possible with somebody like Tatis. So I'm going to manually shift in my third baseman. Might backfire. We'll have to see. But, this guy doesn't really scream confident to me at the moment. We'll look him back at second because I figured he would go. And if you're in a situation like that, just throw it to the base they were at. Obviously, he's not going to make it to third in time, so we still could have thrown it to third. So that's what I do, and I just throw cancel back to, or I throw cancel at second and just hold the ball. So, Blake Snell, not a very good pitcher. You can see his pitch mix is pretty bleh. Doesn't really throw too hard. The only thing really saving him is his kind of funky arm slot. But, you get used to that by, like, the second, third inning. Shouldn't really be a problem. Did not mind checking the difficulty while play from Tatis. If our opponent misplays, that should be an error. They'll probably count it as a hit. Yep. Right there, he's just running for some reason instead of loading the throw. So, not a bad pitch. He's throwing a lot of first pitch fastballs. We need to note that. I wouldn't hate stealing here, but I'm just gonna stay disciplined and try not to hit into a double play. And that's gonna be at the wall, but probably caught. He's not locking in. He does. Okay, so it was over the wall. I was right, but it just doesn't sneak out, which sucks because, like, playing a guy like this, right, where he's bunting and stuff, he's not going to hit a lot of home runs. So, that would have been huge for us. Means we're playing at the right park, right?
That's a ball.
Big first pitch strike guy is what I'm seeing from him. So we're going to try to stay disciplined and just stay on something. That's not first to third, unfortunately, but we'll take our single. Moves around to second. Now, on a single, he probably scores. On a double, maybe both of them score. So we're going to stay disciplined, try to jump on something here. Just because he has been so aggressive so far. He doesn't seem like the guy to throw a lot of balls. A little bit on top with that one. One thing I do a lot, it's a small thing, but I usually take a lead at first base. I'll take like a one-step lead at first base just to decrease the chance of me into a double play by a small amount. With taking that step, maybe you can get a takeout slide or the runner will be safe. Just a small thing I do. It's not really going to make the difference like most of the time, but it is a small thing that I do from time to time. In theory, it's basically impossible to be picked off unless it's like a lefty pitcher and you're actually like stealing or something. I wouldn't do it with no runners on or like only a runner on first, but if I have multiple runners on, I don't really mind it. Whenever you're in a formation where there's not a guy holding the guy on first base. So right here, I'm expecting a strike. It's 2-1 count. Obviously, he wants to get back. It's a really good pitch out of him. 3-1, we don't have to swing. And he walks him. All right, cool. So bases loaded. If you want, you can take a lead at all bases. Me, personally, I just take a lead at first base. Same thing. And then we tried to jump on something, but you can see we're just a little bit under it and late. So a promising inning, right? Any inning you can have bases loaded is a W. Obviously, you'd like to come through. You'd like to get some runs across. But if we can load the bases, that means we're going to get runs this game. I'm not really too worried about it. So, unfortunately, we kind of have to watch the bunt, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm not actually going to respect this guy enough to put a bunt on for him. If he wants to sit up here and bunt with King Griffey Jr., who he grinded 10+ hours for in the Extreme program, then he can knock himself out.
2 strikes.
And right here, I'm just going to spike this in the dirt. Don't really get the idea that this guy's super disciplined. And it looks like we still have a shift on. Because I don't feel like that should have been a hit. Obviously, it shouldn't, right? It was a curveball below the zone. But, yeah, so it kept the shift on. Because the shift duration was on. That's what it was. So, there we go. We'll fix our shift. And he's looking to steal already. So, I'm going to throw over one time. Just because I don't want to throw a slider there. If he's actually going to try to steal, I'm going to throw some variation of a fastball. I'm going to slide step. And as long as we don't just miss right down the middle, we'll be good. Apparently, we've stopped him from sidestepping, which is unfortunate. Or we stopped him from taking a lead, which is unfortunate because that probably should have been a double play. Unfortunately, the shortstop was holding the bag instead of the second baseman. So, it happens. This is the part where he pulls Juan Soto because he can't hit lefty-lefty. So, like, why even have a lefty in your lineup at that point? But it's fine. We can see his averages. He bats below 200 or below 300 with everybody in his lineup. So I'm really not worried about this game. These are the games you got to win. You got to put your foot down early and just kind of get them out of there. If I keep struggling, I'll play some music. That's one thing that helps me a lot when I'm playing. If I really need to focus, if I really need to zone in, I'll get some music going. And it helps a ton. It's looking like he's going to use a big pause break, so we'll be back whenever he's done. Oh, never mind. We're good. All right, so ideally I want to double play here. He's going to take a lead and get picked off at second to start. So that's cool. Anytime the shortstop is holding your runner at second, you can't take a lead. So I don't know what he's doing there, and he might even try to steal second, which is fine with me. Because it means he's more worried about his runner on base than he is of the one that's hitting. which should never be the case. This is why I tell guys at lower ranks not to steal. You should not be more worried about your runner that's on base than the one you're hitting with. So try to focus on the at-bat, and good things will probably happen. So this guy's just swinging at everything. This is where we spike a curveball. It's where it's nice to have a pitcher with a curveball, like Leiter. He's going to go 2 because he's super aggressive. Santana looking a little, below average back there. So we'll actually sub out Cal. Something I usually forget to do. It's not a big deal. Carpenter plays about the same level of defense as him, if not worse. So, but I know his spot in the order is coming up soon, so we'll just go ahead and put him in. Johnny Bench, not really somebody that scares me. This dude's swinging at every first pitch, so as long as we're putting balls on the black out the zone, I want everything on the black or completely out the zone against this guy. Until he shows some restraint, I'm not really going to let him just sit up here and, hack at everything I throw and him just assume it to be a strike. So we're actually going to backpick him if he doesn't swing at this because he is being annoying. That 1 step at second is not doing anything for him. You can see when we go to hold, the shortstop goes to hold, or the second baseman goes to hold. You need it to be the shortstop if you actually want to ever have a chance of backpicking him. So we're going to do that, and if he wants to take another lead, we'll get him out of here. Just because it's corny, right? I don't really mind it, but it's corny to just sit up here and do it, and you're doing it just to mess with me. When you, don't, It's very apparent he's not going to hit well this game. So
Ball 4.
He actually shows some restraint. I think he just put the controller down. Having Elliott about him 8th is kind of crazy. You can see he's just kind of lurking off fastball at this point. And now we won't start R2ing. Fine with me. He's not going to read that inside cutter. And then we're going to snap off a slider 2 feet below the dirt that he's going to swing at probably. Oh, he goes third. He's out by a mile. He's way too... This game sometimes. I mean, I would love to know what happened there, honestly. I would love to know what happened there. He's out by a mile. I know it wasn't a perfectly accurate throw from Santana, but it got there in plenty of time. And J-Ram's just slow on the tag, so cool. So this guy's actually threatening to score now. We're going to try to dot this, get him out. Left or right down the middle, but he doesn't really want to hit, so we'll take that. And we need to put up runs this inning because I'm sick of these scary situations against this guy when they shouldn't really be existing. So this is probably one of our tougher at-bats of the game, Matt Carpenter versus Snell. If I'm not mistaken, I have Soto next, so I kind of structured the lineup poorly there. I had it structured for Mookie, but I want to give Carpenter his flowers because that swing is butter, man. It's such a good swing. It's so good. I got a feeling we're on All-Star. Is kind of the feeling I'm getting here, judging by the size of the PCIs I'm seeing. So lefty-lefty on All-Star should not be too big of a deal. Couldn't hold up.
0-1.
I hate that animation. Makes you look so stupid when I checked an hour ago, but it is what it is. So he's pitching very traditional lefty-lefty. A lot of middle-end fastballs. A lot of low and away breaking balls. You can see he hung that one a little bit, and he does have a pull shift on, but not an extreme pull shift, so we snuck it through that gap. All right, J-Rod. Lad debuts in this video. Obviously, I used them off camera a little bit, but this will be their on-camera debut. Julio, Matt Carpenter, Juan Soto has not appeared yet. Mookie, if he ever gets in. Jimmy Fox has not got in. I used him a little bit off camera. Wasn't super duper happy with him. He either cranks a home run or he gets jammed because he is a push hitter. Pretty obvious. So 3-1, we got absolutely love it here. 3-1 with no outs. We have to love the pitch we're seeing or we're not even swinging at it. And you can see that's a dot on the corner. So 3-2, got to protect a little bit. Obviously, if it's obviously a ball, we're taking it. And that was obviously a ball, so we'll take it. And we got 2 on with our best hitter up. This is where you love to be. We're taking our 1-step lead at first. And we are tracing the ball out of his hand, ready to hit it. See, I dropped a little bit. That's probably a home run pitch on this difficulty, but it's fine because he's going to give us a fastball here, which is exactly what we wanted. we wanted a fastball. If you want to hit one pitch, it's the fastball. So I'm perfectly fine with taking one on the black that maybe I could have hit well to get the pitch that I want where I wanted it. I knew he was just rearing to throw it. I knew it was either coming like high and up or like middle in or middle up and in. Those are the most prevalent spots to throw a fastball. And now he's just hanging curveballs, which is almost never a good idea. 0-2. I kind of get the feeling that he's rage pitching at this point. He's mad he gave up 4, and now he's just kind of picking a pitch, putting it in the strike zone, and throwing it. And usually that's not going to be a good recipe for success. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to hang pitches. Not a good idea. At this point, you might as well quit the game because your mental's not there. And you're not coming back in a game if you just like don't even want to play. Then you're just picking a random pitch and throwing. I've seen people that they'll give up a couple runs and they just start slide stepping and throwing fastballs every pitch. If you're doing that, you might as well quit because like why are you even playing at that point? You know, every at bat could hurt or help your chance of winning the game, and you should treat it like that if you actually care about winning. You know, you shouldn't just get mad. MLB 90% of the time is about you. There's not too much RNG. You know, obviously sometimes flukes happen, random stuffs happen, like me absolutely gunning that runner at third base and J-Ram just not applying the tag for some reason. But in general, the cool thing about MLB is most of what you do is in your control. You know, occasional freak things happen, but usually it's where's your PCI, where's your timing, and that directly correlates with the quality of hit you have. So for the most part, you're completely in control in MLB. I mean, you can look at like my win-loss record as an example. I think I've lost 1 to 2 games this year where I think my opponent played better than me. They were better than me on that day, and they beat me. I think I'm like 88-7. I think 5 of those have been kind of fluky, and that's what it is, right? So out of 100 games, like 5 of them have been kind of flukes. That's a good percentage, man. It doesn't happen a lot of the time. Like 85, 90% of the time, the game's great. See, he's thinking of stealing again. Unfortunately. Oh, and he holds. So is what it is. He'll hit into a double play eventually. Obviously, I would love for him to get aggressive here. Just back pick him at second again. So we hang a curveball, which is probably the only pitch this guy's going to hit out. So stupid pitch to throw, but he's R2ing me. So is what it is. It's also an all-star. We're going to put up a lot more than 4 runs. And it took a lot of fluke for him to get that, right? He bunted. Then he hit a double play ball that went right by our fielder. And then it took him R2ing me and me hanging a curveball. So a lot of stuff went into that for him to get that run. Me, I just hit like 2 home runs, and that's how we got our lead. So I feel a lot better about how we're playing than how this guy's playing.
That's a ball.
Up and then fastball. I would be surprised if he turns on it. He just took it. Okay. He just took strike 3, and now he's R2ing because he's a cool guy. And then he swings at something that's more of a ball than the ball he just took. So that's fun. So Mookie, a little scary lefty or lefty-righty. Has a good swing for playing against lefties. Against righties, you can kind of jam him a little bit. Against lefties, it's going to be a little harder, especially a lefty like Leiter, where he's more of a finesse pitcher. And he's more so like a pitch-to-contact guy. So one of the reasons this guy's having the amount of success he is, if you want to call it that, is Leiter's just a finesse pitcher, and it's hard on these lower difficulties with finesse guys to really get a lot of strikeouts, a lot of results like that.
The catcher, Carlos.
Like on all-star difficulty, Blake Snell's as effective as Al Leiter, probably, to be honest. Just because it's Al Leiter's not what you want on all-star. And we're definitely on all-star judging by the PCI sizes I'm seeing. But I'm still getting jammed because this dude just... He's being weird. Obviously, he's not really pitching. He just threw 3 sliders in a row just because something in his brain told him to do that. So, And now he wants to hold the ball for an hour. He'd love to see it.
Ball.
And now he's just going to spam sliders away to a
1-0.
lefty. Love to see it.
That missed. That's a ball.
So we'll lock in a little bit. We'll stop talking as much as we
2
have
balls,
been.
no strikes.
And we'll just put some runs up.
And foul.
Thankfully, that's foul and hit the ground. Need to hit that. Need to turn on that. Matt Carpenter turned on it last time. Doesn't turn on it this time. A little unfortunate. 2-2. Could go anywhere. Goes right back to the away slider. That's nowhere close to ever touching the zone. So 3-2. Probably going to be something on the black. Or he just hangs a curveball and we get perfect out. Which is unfortunate. And you might be like, oh, you said there's no fluke. There is a little, but also look at this perfect, right? I'm still above the ball technically. You're not going to get a good launch angle if you're above the ball. So, is what it is. Especially with him having all these weird shifts on. Obviously, he enjoys some good auto shift from time to time. And he's pitching extremely obvious to all these batters. So there is such thing as too obvious, right? He's going from a high and end fastball to a low and away slider every time. Could sit up here and tell you what pitch he's going to throw every time.
That's a ball.
You got to mix it up sometimes. You got to change it up. So, unfortunately, his curveball doesn't hang like ours did. If we had that PCI on the last one we swung out with Carpenter, it probably would have been a nuke. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll play better. I'll blow up the bullpen to beat this guy. I don't care. He should not stand a chance. And it's just the truth. I guarantee you Camilo Duvall would give him fits. So we're going to warm up somebody with a little more oomph. So he can't just sit back and just foul off pitches.
Oh, 1.
I'm not talking too much when I'm pitching here to this guy because there's not that much to think about. He's very undisciplined, swings out a lot of stuff. And really, Leiter's just hung a lot of stuff. As you can see, he swings that curveball in the dirt after it already got caught by the cat. I was surprised that he struck out on that because the catcher had already caught the ball. I thought he just wasn't going to swing. But not the best opponent here. Good little warm-up game for game 1. Hopefully, I start hitting a little bit and we can get him out of here and hop in a Hall of Fame game. But I'll still show it because I know a lot of people struggle with this, the All-Star to Hall of Fame transition around that 700 mark. So still show it. Obviously, we're just shanking a lot of pitches with Leiter. But a lot of that has to do with this guy just not really like swinging or hitting the traditional stuff well. Honestly, I'm just kind of getting slammer vibes. Like he's just slamming to a random corner every time I pitch.
The second baseman.
I try throwing him a lot of strikes. He starts bunting. I try, not throwing him strikes. He just puts the controller down. So we're just going to go with our gut feeling every time, and it'll be fine. He's going to put up runs just because it's All-Star. We might can hose him at second here if we get perfect. No, at least just moving. It's unfortunate. 9-hitter, Arenado, paying like $500K for that is insane. So I'm perfectly fine with shifting the shortstop. I mean, if he just wants to keep doing it, like it's annoying at this point because he knows I'm going to do it, and he's still just sitting up here and taking the lead every time. Do I want to backpick him? No, not really. I just want him to not take the lead.
Ball.
Honestly, I can tell you what I need. I need a pitcher with a fork ball or a splitter for this game. Would do wonders. He would be golfing at everything. It's just like with Leiter, you kind of only have the extremes. You only have a fastball or the slider or the curveball to get chases. So not the best for that, especially on this lower difficulty. Nice little perfect single from J-Rod. Can we hit a perfect that's not a single? That would be the real question. I might just go diamonds if I keep hitting like this. We got Trout up. Hit a 3-run bomb for us last time. Has been most of the offense for this game for us so far.
Your attention, please.
Ryan Helsley, not really the greatest pitcher. Outlier 4-seam, has a slider. And then it's just a circle change and a curveball. So not the greatest pitch mix by any means. Our main focus is not hitting into a double play here. Good pitch. Good pitch. I mean, it's the most obvious pitch you could possibly throw, but we didn't protect against it, so we lost. We lost that bat, but we lost that bat when we got an 0-2 count. You really want to work the count. You want to be disciplined. Could hit a home run on that, but it's a ball. We're going to take it. Another ball right here. I'm going to either hit and run or steal. It just depends on the jump I see him get. And if I want to swing at the ball he throws, which I don't. The high end fastball, that was about an inch inside. Not really what I'm looking to hit, especially in a hitter's count like that, or in a 3-0 count, 2-0 count. You want something you want to hit. You don't want to have to hit a pitcher's pitch. Right here, he will throw it eventually, and that's what I'm sitting on this at bat because I know he's going to throw it. He can't resist. 2-0, we're just looking for the fastball. A fastball that we can hit good. So preferably not on the corner. 3-0 count again. Seems to be struggling with command here. When we swung at a slider, should not be a double play. I think Miggy should be fast enough. It's a double play. So that's unfortunate. Not loving what I'm seeing from Miggy. I feel like if we have a switch hitter there or anybody I'm more comfortable with, we're converting. We're getting runs there. But again, like I said, it's fine. We had bases loaded, basically. Any inning you can do that is a good inning. It's a productive inning. And I forgot that Jackie's just going to bunt again. But we're going to tag him out this time. Thankfully. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. I don't think he'll do it with Tony Gwynn. I don't think Tony Gwynn's fast enough. Thankfully.
0-1.
He's got R2, of course. Now he's just golfing at everything very early, looking for the fastball. I'm sure Leiter will hang this and get him back. Oh, that's awful. I mean, to be very early and still make contact on that curveball that bounced to the plate is horrendous. It should be against the law. So, Ellie's holding it second again because our shifts just seem broken for some reason. I swear. I thought I said it for the batter, but I guess not. So, beware of that when you're making your manual shifts. I believe Tatis hit the home run for him last time. It was on a hung curveball. Of course, the only thing Tatis is actually going to turn on with that absolutely atrocious swing. So
1-1.
We're going to try to tempt him with it a little bit here. Throw it a little bit. Hopefully, Leiter doesn't want to leave it high enough to where this guy can actually golf it out. And there you go. There's your result. I'm going to try to get him chasing on something as eyes because that should be, in theory, the least risky pitch I can throw. And then here, I'm just going to try to just throw him inside, jam him, get that slow swing jammed. And you can see we succeeded. Or no, we didn't. He's early. I don't know who he thinks is pitching, but it's fine. We'll just make him make a read early by throwing that super inside cutter. This guy's just an all-star demon. You can foul off stuff like this on all-star. You don't have to be like me up here, taking balls 1 centimeter off the black that are more or less 50-50. You can just sit up here and golf at everything you see, and you'll foul it off, chances are, because that's what all-star is.
Full count.
Of course he's going to walk. What do you want me to throw him? What do you want me to throw him? This is why I don't play modes like BR and stuff. Because you run into a lot of players like this that are just insanely annoying to play. He's not good at the game. If he was good at the game, he'd actually be timing these pitches up instead of having such bad timing that they're fouled every time. So, let's try to get him out of here. We got Ellie, somebody I like hitting with a lot, especially off guys that just spam outlier fastball. I feel like his swing's good for that. When his leg goes up, usually you're good to swing. See, he's just picking a corner and throwing now.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Kind of getting sick of the patient approach against this guy. I might just start golfing at some stuff. And showing the downsides of All-Star, where you can hit balls like that out for home runs if you're just good, if you're just early on them. And we'll just get a little more aggressive and we'll drop the patient approach, because clearly this guy is just kind of pick a corner and throw it to it. So there's our infield single, finally. Oh, never mind. Ellie just hums it at the first baseman from 5 feet away. Cool. I thought we got karma. Oh, we got a little bounce back there, but I guess not. You can see he's just picking a corner and throwing out the corner. It's not good pitching.
Ball.
And he can't even pitch good, so he can't really hit the corner. I imagine that was supposed to be down and away. We missed it. We were a little early. And now he's just throwing clown pitches. So, all right. Time to lock in a little bit. Get him out of here. I don't like people that play like this. Like, it's not real baseball. Not to say, like, MLB The Show is, but, like, you know, try to make it as close to a real thing as possible. Try to be smart about what you're doing. Try to tunnel. Try to sequence, you know. Do anything normal.
That's a ball.
Instead of just picking a random pitch and putting it in a random corner.
Hey,
Point in case. I should nuke that.
no, ball.
Just the epitome of MLB The Show right here. Especially on All-Star. Like, if he was on Legend right now, he'd be leaving all of this down the middle. Because on Legend, you can't miss. You cannot miss your, like, pinpoint like that. You need to be throwing perfects all the time. On All-Star, you don't get punished nearly as much. So, here we are. 4-3 in the 6th on All-Star. Love to see it. I didn't know what creatures I would be running into at 2 in the morning on the MLB Show, but clearly this is it. But if you guys want a video, I'm going to get you the video. If this guy would just pick the controller up and, like, actually, like, you know, trust himself and stop doing all these fake takes that I know he's not capable of taking, it would make this game go a lot smoother. Might be his furthest hit ball of the game, other than the one he hit out because it was a hung curveball right down the middle. Like, the quality of swings between us have been so wildly different. It's insane. But here we are. So next one, then we'll stop complaining, and then we'll just lock in, and we'll put up like 3 or 4 runs and get him out of here. Hopefully. Because he doesn't seem like he really wants to be here. And we just butcher the pinpoint because it's all over the place. Surprised he didn't swing at it. Again, lighter, just not going to produce super great against this level of competition. Especially when they can foul that off. Welcome to All-Star. Foul Ball Simulator. And this one's actually going to be catchable, thankfully. So, one more out, and then we're going to put some runs up, hopefully. Man, this guy just never skips a walk-up. Never, like, oh my god. He's got nowhere to be. You just hear me spamming the button to pick a pitch because how delayed it is. Alright, here we go. Get a little bit of music going. Lock it in. Might start talking a little less. So, we know what he's going to do with Halsey. Oh, is he going to pull him? He is. Percival. Basically the same pitcher. Yeah, basically the exact same pitcher. So, we'll just nuke that. Music comes on and bang. Perfect home run. Love to see it. Juan's so good. Juan is so good. Unbelievable player. Can't believe I struck out with Mike. That really sucked. He didn't deserve that. Another one. Alright. Yeah, Troy Percival, not making the tier list recommendation for pitchers. Promise you that.
Your attention, please.
Hoffman.
Now pitching.
Pre-slept on card.
Hoffman.
That should have been another one. That should have been 4 in a row. So, oh well.
That's a ball. Ball.
It's not a bad pitch.
2 balls.
It's just
1
not
strike.
something I want to swing at. You might be thinking, I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, how you take that?
2.
Why do you want to hit that? It's on the block. Unless I'm in a 2-strike count, I don't want to have to hit that. Will I hit it? Yeah. If I'm forced to. If it's in a 2-2 count, maybe it'll be a perfect swing. But, you know, I want something down the middle. I want something that's got bigger perfect window. You know, why make it harder on yourself?
0-1.
A lot of you guys are trying to hit pitchers' pitches. If you either think ball or strike and you swing at it, pick your pitch that you want to hit. Could I have hit that? Yeah, but let's you know, let's play the guessing game with that last cutter low and away. Even if I do perfect that, what happens? It's a single. Maybe it's a double off the wall. Maybe it's a perfect out. It's not gonna be a home run. So like, wow, this is not really something I'm trying to swing at necessarily. Exactly. That's exactly the type of swing it would have been. Maybe it would have got over his head just because it was a perfect, but, you know, really no reason to be swinging at that unless you have 2 strikes. Now, if he keeps sitting up here and just thinks he can throw it to me over and over again, I will hit it. Because I'm not just going to let him sit up here and spam the same pitch over and over again. But,
0-2.
you know, I don't really want to hit a pitcher's pitch.
Nope. Ball. Ball.
It's a great pitch.
Got a full count.
3-2. Figured he wanted to throw it for a strike. It's unfortunate that's a line out for us. But, you know, he's walked a lot of guys this game, but it's not intentional out of him. It's bad pitch releases. So Leiter's in a good spot now. He can finish this inning, and then we'll throw one of our, you know, not favorite relievers out here to give up 1 or 2 runs and close the game. Definitely don't want to burn a lot of the bullpen, but also don't want to leave Leiter in when he's on, like, yellow energy. And I don't feel like he's hard to hit on this difficulty. So, no, they're just, you know, single. I mean, it's as far as my opponent's singles have gone this game, that's probably the best one. But, yeah, it is. Pop up. You can see he's starting to swing at everything. He's starting to press. He feels like he doesn't really have a chance at this point. Which, again, begs the question of why are you playing? But, you know, he's just first pitch swinging at everything now. This is an interesting spot. I don't know if he bunts here. He's bunting.
Ball.
No, he's not. He's not bunting. He might now, though, just because first base is open, which is why I'm going to throw this. He's swinging. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. So he is yellow, which probably gives Jackie more like 110 power. So we're going to be careful with what we throw him here. But ultimately, I don't think it matters, even if he does hit a 2-run bomb. As long as Leiter just gets the next batter out, I think we're chilling. I think the game's over. So he's early. This is where Leiter needs to have like a much slower pitch to go to. But unfortunately, he doesn't have that. So we're kind of stuck throwing, you know, odd pitches now. His slider drops more than it goes laterally, so it's a good idea to kind of throw it as a changeup. But now you see why this guy was having the success that he was, if you do want to call it that. Look at the speed differentials from Leiter. Just not good enough to be an all-star guy. You know, on Legend, on Hall of Fame, he's absolutely gross. But all-star, not the greatest. So we'll take our pop-up. And then probably 2 runs this inning seals the game. And he should be done. I felt like we saw Hoffman decent last inning. I don't think we put a run on him after he came in the game, but he's not that hard to hit. Raleigh Fingers throws pretty slow with the forkball. The 2 fastballs are kind of fast, but probably not making my bullpen. Great control freak, but, you know, there's a lot of good options for control freaks in the bullpen at this point. And you see, that's not even perfect. That's a good. So he got kind of bailed.
2-1. Ball, that's in.
Insanely slow fork ball. 3-1. All right, we got to love it here. If we're going to swing at it, we got to see the ball really well.
Full count.
Ate me up. I didn't think I wanted to swing at it until I realized it was down the middle more. But now we see how that philosophy changes on a 3-2 count as opposed to 3-1, right? Where I was gambling more for everything and the want to hit everything instead of just sitting on one pitch. And we work our walk anyway, so not bad at bat. Carlos, been a little quiet so far, but hopefully we can change things here. Maybe even get a little bit aggressive. Yeah, okay. I was expecting like low and away sinker, but he just wants to groove a four seam. And I've been telling you guys, one of the biggest things for making it out of like 500, 600 rating to where you're on 700 to where you're playing on Hall of Fame is hitting the mistake pitches. You know, they hang it, you bang it. It's one of the easiest ways to rank up. You can see right here we got 2 in a row. So that's why you can't be messing up your pitching, man. Cannot be messing up your pinpoint. And this is on the All-Star where you don't really get punished for messing up your pinpoint. So it's 3 in a row. So you see how much easier it is for your opponent to perfect it when it's in that middle quadrant. It opens your timing windows. It gives you a bigger perfect window. By definition, it is the easiest pitch to hit. Which is why I say it a lot in the videos where I'm like, that's probably his best swing of the game. And you're like, but he had a perfect earlier in the game. Yeah, because I messed up and threw one right down the middle, and his perfect timing window is that big. Like, it's not nearly as difficult.
Now pitching, David.
D-Rob, there's a lot of cutters. I'm hoping 99 speed gets us down the line. It's whatever. I'm not really sweating it. We could have sweated the mercy. This game's been over. It's been over since I put up like 4 runs last inning. So we're just kind of chilling right now. And if he wants to sit here and just keep hanging pitches, then whatever. Maybe we will get the mercy. That looked weird. That four seems weird out of his hand. Kind of look like a cutter or like that.
No, that's down.
So to save Trout's batting average, I'll lock in here. It's gonna be close, but he's out by like 2 steps, really. Oh, more than that. Tatis. A lot of effort there at shortstop. Not bad. Disgusting middle infield for this guy running Tatis and Ellie defensively, but you know how I feel about Tatis. He sucks. His swing is so bad. I guess I could use him because I am on All-Star, but not my favorite. Fun player to use, obviously, and how can you not like Tatis in real life? But in the game, that swing's just absolutely terrible. What a take from my opponent here. So the moment I see Leiter get to red, I'll pull him. I'm just kind of playing the matchup because it is lefty-lefty. There's Ellie, the Green Giant, snagging everything at shortstop. So Tatis, we'll go righty-righty, and we'll just seal the game here. We will have to face Griffey. I just kind of jumped on something, but honestly, I don't want to use Camilo Duvall. He's in there by like basically pure mistake for me right now. I don't think you should use him unless you're on Legend. And even then, there's an argument against it. So, him on All-Star should be straight BP. But against this guy, I'll throw him to the Wolves. I'll get him out of here. And we'll just take him out the rotation. And it won't matter that I even used up his stamina. Because I don't plan on using him. It's a great pitch. Relative to where I missed. He'll probably have some success against him because, see, this is why these cards suck on these lower difficulties. Is like, it's either the fastest fastball you've ever seen or it's his off speed. So there's not a lot of guesswork here. And there's oh wow, I thought that was the cutter. I thought he was a primary cutter pitcher. Guess not. There's not a lot of guesswork for the hitter to make here, right? He's either swinging for the fastball or he's swinging for the off speed. And right there, he was just unbelievably off of the ball is why he missed it, because he had good timing. So the only way you miss contact is to just be putrid with your PCI. So this should be the last inning. I don't imagine I'm going to have to hit again. D-Rob's kind of tough, kind of slept on. Not when you're throwing that. I mean, that's just a horrendous pitch right there. That's perfect timing. I guess we were just too far off the ball for it to register as perfect, but I'll take the home run. I'll take the PXP. Miggy's probably out the lineup. 1 for 4 against this guy. Not going to cut it. And I already see how people are going to pitch him in the future. It's going to be like it always is. It's just going to be like just middle end sinkers, middle end outlier fastballs. Just he's going to get jammed a lot. I've never really liked his swing. Donaldson I came around on. I wasn't always the biggest like Josh Donaldson fan. But Miggy, I don't see it happening. And I'm a Tigers fan, right? I want to make it happen, but it's tough. Decent cut from Ellie. Nothing to write home about. That would have been nice if that rolled to the wall for us because our opponent took an awful angle to cut the ball. Little things like that tell me this is not very good game. Because fielding the ball like that, even giving it the chance to be misplayed and for it to roll to the wall is crazy. And a good player's not going to do that. You're going to take a less aggressive angle because you know Ellie's not going to leg out a double right there. Look at Griffey on the durability team. Ugh, just disgusting stats. Too bad I saw the swing with him. Oh, that was for Mercy. A home run Mercy's here. I should have locked in a little more. I will with the next hitter. I think it's Carlos anyway, who nuked one last at bat. So we'll try again. Try to lock in for one at bat. Try to get this guy out of here.
1-0.
Not worth it. Home run. Right there, why would I ever tag bases? Like, it's not worth it. A home run game's it. Me moving up a base wouldn't have changed anything. So, we're under it. Sucks. No mercy, but does a mercy in the 8th really even count? Like, if we were going to do it, we should have done it a couple innings ago. I don't really care about going out here and pitching 1 inning with Camillo and maybe giving up 1 or 2 runs. Right here, I don't really care if Camillo gets in the red. I don't care if he gives up. I would give him 5 runs of cushion here. If this dude could get to 8 runs, and it wasn't like 2 outs or something, then, you know, I would maybe pull Camillo. Great hustle from Griffey there. Gives up a leadoff triple, but it is what it is. I love that they took away the off-the-wall ribbon. Whoever did that SDS should get fired. I don't know who thought it was a good idea. I don't like calling for people's jobs or anything. I get that. But, like, bro, that's just miserable. Like, whoever thought that was a good idea. Like, because it's off by default in previous years. And so it hurt, like, more casual players. Like, oh, like, if you don't know about the settings, that's you. That is all you. That's going to be a fly out. I always throw your cut here, obviously. I don't think that has to be explained. So if you throw the cut, you can throw the first if they do take off early. Or you can throw a second. I don't know why you would throw the second. But you could if you need to.
0-1.
And that's game. Alright, cool. So, on to the next one. Not a very challenging game. Took us a couple innings to put it together. Snell was kind of weird, but I don't know. We definitely should have hit better off of him, but it happens, especially when you're talking. But on the All-Star, I should mercy that dude 10 times out of 10 times. That was just like the .01 times where I don't. So, our next game probably will be Hall of Fame. I probably need to turn up, get a little faster. But Miggy's out, man. Like, if I can't catch a fastball in the All-Star with you, I don't really want you on the team. Other candidates I would consider. I wouldn't hate Josh Bell. I think I have him. Yeah. The new Josh Bell doesn't look awful. Contact's a little bit low. Goldschmidt with the boost isn't terrible. Would not touch Harmon with the 10-foot pole. Don't really want the new McGuire. I think what we will probably end up doing is we will just we'll do like Carpenter at first and then just put Mookie in to play second base. And then if I end up not liking Mookie that much, I'll just go back to Ketel Marte. And we do need to restructure the lineup, right? Nah, we're good actually. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Alright, not bad lineup. So, most of the team played well that game, obviously, right? We scored, what, 14 runs, 13 runs, 12, whatever it was. I know we were within 2 of Mersing. I think he had 4, so we scored a lot of runs. But all right, so we getting up on it. Did not have to wait that long. Some other night owls out. Hopefully I can get a good full-length game here, and that'll be the video. Oh, and we get to debut our wildcard edition, Randy. Ordinarily, right, I've said it in the past, you're using Randy Johnson wrong. For me personally, I feel like it doesn't really matter for me. By the time I'm even remotely close to World Series, where it'll be a game that really matters for me, Randy will be ready to go again, so I'm not really sweating it. You can see our opponent has a pretty good team. He's playing a lot from Mountain. Pitching Kerry Wood, who can be semi-difficult, depending on what difficulty you're on and how well the opponent uses them. That was an outlier fastball. That was a hard cutter and a slurve, and that's about it. The changeup and the curveball are kind of beepy. Adley's a good shout out. I wouldn't hate getting Adley back in the lineup. You can see this time of day is pretty miserable, but we're not going to take the friendly. Instead, I'll just change my my bat to yellow. And it should get us more or less good. I might bring out Darren O'Day here, because I heard he's disgusting at Laughing Mountain. Or not Darren O'Day, Ottavino. And I imagine Diekman's a lot the same, although he is a lefty, so I'm not sure. So, that guy did not want to play, I guess, because he let the time expire, didn't send me a message, didn't do anything. Sat there for like an extra minute, 2 minutes after his time expired. Still didn't come back, so we're just going to queue up again, and it's guaranteed to be on Hall of Fame. So, that's a dub, I guess, for some of you guys that were waiting for the Hall of Fame game if we did get there. Pretty big slider right now. We could play somebody pretty bad. We could play somebody close to being at their World Series game. So, we'll see. So, we're going Randy again. We're going Wildcard Randy. Or Chase Pack. God, you can tell I haven't played him in that. I haven't really used him too much. His control seems about the same, if not better, than the other one. And judging by this guy's team, I would say it's on the lower end. Which is good for me, because I need to get my feet wet again on Hall of Fame. So, I'll never complain about a light game. Just don't expect an insane sweat fest game. It might be fast, and it might make this one of... It's looking like it's going to be one of the longer inside the mines. It might be about average. Because this guy having to hit off Randy probably ain't going to be great.
That's a ball.
Interesting take. These bars seem pretty big. I don't know. This Randy's looking kind of mid, I'll be honest. Like, these bars are huge. I know his walks through 9 are lower than the collection card. But it's hard to tell with pitchers, right? Bob Gibson has super high through 9s, and his bars on Legend are massive. Whereas you have some other guys who have like really low walks, like Outlighter, but because of his pitch controls, they're just like super small bars. So
no, that's outside. Ball.
Looks about average with Randy. This guy's averages don't look great. Right off rip. 237. I don't know if this is like the Live Series tray, or I think this is the All-Star one, which I would not advise using at this point.
1 and 2's the count.
I think we're just going to throw another fastball. Just climbing the ladder, changing positions, mixing up, where the batter's looking at. Schwarber, never somebody you can mess around with, but the Live Series Supercharged one probably isn't that crazy if I had to guess.
0-1.
Contact's a little low, but the power's there. I mean, if you were expecting to play on All-Star like this dude probably was, this Schwarber wouldn't be terrible. As long as you're DHing him. But it says left field, so I'm not sure if this guy actually has him in the outfield. Like a psychopath. We're going to throw a 2-seam. Famously, I advise do not throw a 2-seam because it's just slower than the 4-seam. And most people sitting between the 4-seam and the slider, and they're just going to nuke the 2-seam. So hopefully Trout hits good for us and, gets us out of here pretty quick. See Soroka kind of has a weird angle. He's underrated. His release is kind of weird. Especially if he's throwing that sinker a lot. Has a good pitch mix. Just doesn't throw too hard. Just late. Unfortunate. We're a little bit earlier. We're probably splitting a gap right there. But, you know, is what it is. We got jammed. So, hopefully Jaron can get us going.
Ball.
Hittable. Again, another one of those pitches where if you want it on All-Star, Hall of Fame, whatever we're on right now, you could go get it. But why do you want to? Unless you see it really well. And we've already worked our way into a good count just by not swinging at pitcher's pitches. There's another pitcher's pitch, right? It's right on the black. Why do you want to swing at that? Right here, I want to hit, I'll be honest. I'm always guilty of that. I don't walk nearly as much as a lot of the other like top-end guys because I want to hit. And then, you know, I get in my head and start talking and strike out looking. But it is.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of getting, like, you know, the gist of how he's going to play. A lot of early fastballs in the count. Likes working laterally a lot more than vertically. So, I saw that really well. I could crank that. I just restrained myself.
2-2.
He's working that area a lot. He wants to work off that tunnel, which tells me he's not as bad as I thought he might be.
That missed. That's a ball.
3-2. Last time we were in this count, he threw an obvious strike, so I'm down to swing. I had to fight that off. Not really the pitch I wanted to hit, but you're not taking that, obviously. And then he goes back to the same pitch he struck us out on before. So we're not going to take it again, right? So we'll nuke that. We're up 1-0. Soroka shouldn't be too tough. Matt Carpenter, go get him. Best 70K you'll ever spend, promise. His swing is so good. I knew it would be, but after using him, I can confirm that I was right. He is gross. He is so good. So, he's going to blow up the bullpen already, is what I'm seeing. Not advisable. Anytime you load into a game like this, where it's like, it's an opponent that you know is better than you, not to, like, put words in this guy's mouth or, like, gas myself up. I'm not trying to do that. Why are you going to blow up your whole bullpen? So then in your next game, where hopefully you're against somebody that's more of your skill level that you have a better chance of winning against, you don't have a bullpen and you used another one of your starters. It's, you know, hedge your bets, man. Like, chances are he's going to lose this game. But he could have all those pitchers for the next game. Like, Soroka gave up 1 run. You can tell has him on the short leash. And it might backfire. I might be, you know, spewing nonsense right now. And he might put up 4 runs next inning. But
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't think he has a chance based off how he's played so far. I'm just saying be smart about how you manage your rotation. You know, sometimes you got to concede the game. And it's not to say, like, leave. Like, I'm not telling him to quit. But, like, you know, rock out with your starter, you know. Like, if your starter gives up 6 runs, but then you put up, like, 4 runs, and you feel like you have a chance, then you can pull him. But, like, warming up somebody after he gives up 1 home run is crazy. And he's facing against Randy, right? The best pitcher in the game, you know. You can go back and forth whether it's Randy or John. But you're facing the best pitcher in the game, and you're pitching like Soroka, and you're going to blow up your whole bullpen. I'm just saying I don't like your chances here. Play the percentages, you know. Get on to the next one. And if that means that he would rather just quit than sit here and play it, then that's fine too. You'll never hear me complain about somebody quitting on me. I don't do debut videos. I do not care. A win's a win. I'll take my points all day. How many of these Inside the Minds have had somebody quit in, like, the 2nd inning after I hit, like, a grand slam or something? Like, I get it. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. Not really. Because there's not enough people, like, better than me. Like, if I play somebody better than me, I lock in. I take it as a challenge. But not everybody's like that, you know? Some people just want to have a fun experience playing the game. And I get that. So, if you want to just quit out and get on to the next one, I get that. I am hoping he unpauses this kind of soon, though. There we go. I was running out of talking points. Not a great pitch out of us. Honestly, my pitching this episode have been subpar. You need to be throwing more perfects than what I've been doing. I'm clearly rusty and out of practice. And we're still doing... Thanks, Griffey, for not just locking in. I'm doing like a serviceable job of pitching, but I wouldn't say it's great. Like, that's right down the middle.
One strike.
Got to be better than that. My general like rule of thumb is you should be throwing like 80% perfects on your pinpoints, or else you probably would be better on pure analog. And I'm not meeting that threshold. I promise you that. So he's swinging for the 4-seam, but I don't think he's swinging for the 4-seam here. He's not. He's not even considering it. Again, out and away fastball in the Hall of Fame and Legend, so hard to time up, much less look for. So, very underrated pitcher.
Nope. Ball.
Again, that's hittable, but you know we're trying to swing at strikes around here. It's a great pitch. It's a great pitch. He keeps throwing it, I'll be down to hit it, but just a one-off thing, not really what I'm looking for. So, that 4 seems deceptively fast compared to all his other pitches, so we're going to have to be a little more on that, right? The sinker hits 91, 92 a lot of times. That 4 seam has hit 96 multiple times, which probably means it can hit 97, and that's why you don't run auto shift, because then you give up hits like that. I think I say it every episode. But if I don't, then here's the one for this episode. Do not have auto shift on. Do your shifts manually. Hopefully Carlos can stay hot for us, come up clutch again. Not a bad swing. Just took too long to decide on it. Nice 7. There it was. I called it. I'm expecting a low and then sinker, or cutter is what I meant to say. And we got it, but we missed it. We were a little early, a little on top. Goes back to the 4-seam. I'm just not expecting it. I'm not reading it well from him. Whoa, 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 whoa. I tried to step out the box. Is what it is. It's one of the downsides of playing a captain. So we'll get Mookie in there. He can play second. Nuke. All right, great swing. And, you know. Like I said, be early. Good things happen when you're early. You will never hit a jammed home run like that, but you can pull a ball like that. Not the best swing in the world. I'd be down for it to be a double, but that being a home run's kind of crazy. Mookie's cracked. There we go. Like I said, the start of the Griffey at bat. If he keeps throwing it, I'm down to swing at it. A one-off thing, not really something I'm looking to swing at, but if I can anticipate it and know he's going to throw that, I'm down to swing at it for sure. Same thing. He's been throwing that low and away cutter a lot. Low and away, low and in to lefties, but low and away to righties. He's been throwing it a lot. It's a spot he goes to a lot. And here, against a righty, I'm expecting either a 4-seam or inside sinker for sure. And that's what he throws. But unfortunately, we missed it, which is hilarious because we're actually going to get rewarded for it. And we're going to score a run. I'll take that out. I'll take that out for the run all day. That's crazy. I kind of admitted that runner was out, but then I was just trying to buy time until the runner crossed the plate. So there's another run for us. Is it the smart play? Probably not. I probably should have stayed on first. I could have just hit 2-run bomb or 3-run bomb. But it is what it is. Secured the guaranteed run.
0-2.
Like I've been saying, you guys should be running by selecting your runners, not using the bumpers. The bumpers is for bots. The only time I use the bumpers is on tagging. And even then, sometimes I don't use the bumpers. So that's strike 3. That's a terrible take from our opponent, but is what it is. Because of how the game is. I'm sure he'll swing at this, though. Yeah. So Randy's carving. This game's probably over. So I will try to come up with as many teaching points as I possibly can. You can see we're getting pretty predictable as a pitcher, which against a better opponent, would be a problem, and I would be urging you to mix it up. But against this guy, he looks completely lost. I feel like I can throw basically whatever I want, whenever I want, and I'll be fine. So that's just kind of what we're doing. Pitching him like he's a CPU. We're still sequencing well. We're still mixing eye levels, mixing locations. We're not just throwing like a random pitch in a random spot. But I'm not overthinking it. There is no real battle of the mind going on here. I'm just kind of throwing whatever I want. And so that's what we're doing.
0-2.
You know, what do I think is a good pitch that will maybe get him to chase at it? And I'm just kind of throwing that. There's not too much to it.
Ball. 1-2.
Hat par on that slider is ridiculous for Randy. Like, that sucks.
That's in. Ball.
I feel like he's kind of put the controller down. He's done this multiple times. That's kind of worked for him. And then we just hit a good spot with the 4-seam. So this game's chalked. This is over. I think he might actually be quitting. Yeah, okay. So he just quits. So that is Inside the Mind. Kind of a long one because that first game took forever. You can see that guy was not rated super high. But it was on Hall of Fame, and we did hit well on Hall of Fame. Randy got PXP apparently. But yeah, the team played well. Matt Carpenter over on first, batted 600 with 3 home runs and 5 at-bats. All of his hits were home runs. I think they were all perfect home runs. He is so good. I could not recommend him more. Carlos went 4 for 9 with 2 home runs. Hit 444. Super great. Love him. Like him more than Adley. Yes, I did. I saw a comment about that. For me, they're basically like the same player, low key. But Adley's about to expire, and I think I like Carlos to swing a teensy bit more. So I really do like him there. Juan played pretty well, 700 with 4 home runs, in 10 at-bats. Some of these were in the games I played leading up to that. J-Ram, it's hard to tell, Moonshot and whatnot. J-Rod, on the other hand, was here. Bat 500 with 1 home run, and I can say he was a beast in co-op also. So I do like him. Griffey, he's getting there. If he could hit a couple more home runs, he'd probably be close to getting P5. And then Mookie. Mookie hit that 2-run bomb. You can see he is 2 for 6 for me right now. I think I am going to work him back into the lineup. That was a nasty swing by him that had really no business going out. That's what quirks can do for you. When you have all of these hitting quirks, it makes the cards go crazy. The pitching staff, can't really say anything, right? Randy was dominant. He's supposed to be dominant. All these other guys I didn't really get to use on their difficulty. I used them on Hall of Fame. Or All-Star. Hall of Fame would be nice. Legend is where these guys will thrive at. So we didn't really get to see their full sample size. Leiter is serviceable, but a lot of these guys are just going to be serviceable on All-Star. Good on Hall of Fame, and they're really going to shine on that Legend difficulty, other than John. I think John arguably gets worse on Legend, believe it or not, just because his bars get bigger. But all these other guys, they're basically made for Legend. Bullpen-wise, I do need to figure out, like, this last spot. I don't want it to be Camillo. He's BP, he's BP, he's BP. Joel does have a weird delivery out of the windup, but out the stretch, he's terrible. He turns into BP. Will Vest could get Tiger in there, but his pitch mix kind of sucks. Fairbanks' pitch mix sucks. Brock Stewart's towards the top of the list. A lot of people didn't like his Tops Now card, but from what I'm seeing, I don't see too many other guys I would want here. Maybe this Mo. You could argue this Mo. If you pitch well with Mo's pitch mix, I don't think he's a bad idea. Huascar Brazoban? Looks pretty nasty, I won't lie. Speed differentials could be a problem with him, but on a higher difficulty, it could be kind of tough. I think Melanson's underrated because the splitter is just always going to be good. And then, other than that, there's not too much here. Rob Nin's worth a shout from like the Ball like 98 program or whatever it's called. He's not bad. Other than that, that's the bullpen. And that is the Inside the Mind, guys. We're going to be making the World Series push. Hopefully, I will have every game from the push for an Inside the Mind. Try to do like 2 a week since there's not going to be a lot of tier list content in the next 14 days. And you guys can look forward to the push to World Series. Until next time, if you enjoyed the content, I would urge you to like and subscribe. Peace.